Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanan Shalakaya Chukshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Narayanam Gurum Vande Sharanyam Bhakta Bandhavam Gauramanubhishtam Purnam Radhadasyam Pradayakam Rupanugacharya Varyam Rupa Manjari Prishtakam Patita Pavana Karuniyam Yugacharya Narayanam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Tuise Namaha. Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Ismirahasara Murali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kripanide Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priyam Vrindai Tulasi Devyai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattavatyai Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradhatama Shri Guru Pada Padma, Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Shtotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudeva, and to my most worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru Nitrila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pada Shtotara Satasi Srimad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to all Shri Rupanava Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasas, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. So by the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. Text number 4. The Brihad Vishnu Purana states that other kinds of atonement, prayaschitta, are not necessary for one who chants the holy name. Namno syad javati shaktihi papa niharane harihi tavat kartum na shaknoti pattakam pataki janaha. Sri Hari's name possesses such potency to destroy sins that it can counteract more sins than even the most sinful person is able to commit. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he makes the Bengali version of this verse by saying, Kono prayaschitta nahe namira shaman Ataiva karma tyaga kore buddhiman. So now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya Vritti. The scriptures describe methods of atonement for many kinds of sins. By chanting Sri Harinam, however, all kinds of sins are destroyed. Therefore, no other kind of atonement is required for one who is chanting the holy name. Namaprabhu has the capacity to destroy more sins than a sinful man is able to commit. Ekka hariname jatto papa hare, papi hoy tatto papa kori bare nare. This is the Bengali verse about the last statement. So many people, they go to Ganga or Yamuna or any other holy place or holy river to take bath in order to destroy the sins, to perform atonement, prayaschitta for their sins. But the power of these tirthas, these holy places, can only destroy the sins that you have committed, but cannot destroy the tendency to commit more sins. But Harinam is so powerful that it destroys automatically even more sins than you are able to perform. But not only that, it also destroys the tendency to commit sins. So therefore, chanting Harinam is very beneficial from all aspects. Now text number 5. The superiority of Kirtan is described in Vaishnava Chintamani, quoted also in Hari Bhakti Vilas 11-236, as well as in Bhakti Sandarbha Anucheda 273. Agachit smaranam Vishnur bhavayasena sadyate ushta spandana matrena kirtanam tu tato varam. Sins are destroyed with great effort by remembering Sri Vishnu, but by chanting his name, they are very easily destroyed. Kirtan is performed simply by using the lips to vibrate the names of the Supreme Lord and is far superior to smarana, remembrance. Now, the Bengali version by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Tapasyaya dhanna yoga kashta sadhya hoy, ostera spandana matre kirtana ashray. Ostera spandana bhave namira smarana kirtane sarva siddhi sangatan. Archana apekka namir smarana kirtan, ati shrishta bali shastri korila stapan. Austerities, meditation, yoga, and other practices are very difficult to perform in Kali Yuga. But Kirtan is easy. One need only to vibrate one's lips. The holy name chanted without moving the lips is called Namasmaran. Means only when you are chanting in the mind. This is called Namasmaran. The living entity can attain all perfection by chanting and remembering the holy name. Therefore, the scriptures have concluded that chanting and remembering the holy name are superior to archan, or the worship. Now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya Vritti. The practices of karma, jnana and yoga are difficult and troublesome, but the path of bhakti is easy and simple. In Bhagavad Gita 2:40, Krishna says, Neha vikrama nashasti pratyavayo na vidyate swalapam api asya dharmasya trayate mahatto bhayat. Endeavors on the path of bhakti yoga are not fruitless, nor do they contain any flaw. Even a little practice frees one from the great danger of transmigrating endlessly within the cycle of repeated birth and death in this material world. So even though mistakes made in the practices of meditation, yoga, and so forth may be insignificant, as a consequence of those mistakes, the desired result is not attainable. So actually, only Bhakti Yoga is completely free from the influence of the material qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Even if a person begins to practice Bhakti Yoga, but for some reason his practice remains incomplete, there is no defect or fault in his endeavor. And neither destruction nor misfortune in this world or the next awaits a person who has fallen from the path of Bhakti Yoga. It means nothing can destroy your Bhakti, even if you fall down. But if you are practicing yoga or karma or jnana, whatever mistakes you do, that will not allow you to achieve perfection. So the main limb of Bhakti Yoga is Nama Kirtan, which is performed merely by vibrating the lips. The holy name is not of this material world. Nama Prabhu dances on the tongue of the sadhaka and, destroying his prarabdha karma and other impediments, bestows upon him everything up to prema. So therefore, Harinam is very, very powerful. It can give you easily perfection. So when Gurudev tells you must chant 64 rounds every day, he's not trying to create a burden in our lives. He's just trying to make us quickly achieve perfection. So in previous yugas, a practitioner who was unable to fix his mind in the practice of yoga was unable to attain the goal. Yet in Kali Yuga, perfection can be attained simply by uttering the holy name. Sri Brihad Bhagavatamritam Sanatana Goswami Pad states that Kirtan is more powerful than Smarana. By the process of Kirtan, both the mind and the tongue attain a special pleasure. So what is described in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita is that Gopkumar, he was doing Smarana of the Gopal mantra. But at the same time, he was also chanting loudly the holy names. But after some time, he understood that there was no more need to remember Gopal mantra. Only by chanting holy names, he would achieve his perfection. So therefore, he stopped chanting, remembering Gopal mantra, and he was just going on Harinam Sankirtan very loudly, and by that, prema manifested in his heart. And all the pastimes of Krishna appeared in his heart, and he had directly darshan. So, but Why Gurudev is giving us Gayatri mantras to remember? Because Gayatri mantras will quickly clean our heart from the anarthas. And by that, Harinam can come and quickly give us perfection. Krishna mantra hoite hobe sansara mochan, Krishna naam hoite pabe Krishnera charan. So by remembering Krishna mantra, means Gopala mantra, Kam Gayatri, Gaura mantra, Gaur Gayatri, what will happen? Sansara mochan means liberation. You become free from all your karmas and your previous activities, whatever, that will be completely destroyed. But Krishna naam hoite hobe, hoite pabe Krishnera charan. But by chanting Krishna Naam, what will happen? You will achieve Krishna's lotus feet. Means you'll be able to go to Goloka Vrindavan. So now text number 6. Hari Bhakti Vilas 11 to 137 states, Yena Janma Shatai Purvam Vasudeva Samarchita Tanmukhe Harinamani Sada Tishtanti Bharata. O best of the dynasty of Bharat, the holy name of Sri Hari is eternally present only on the lips of one who has perfectly worshipped Vasudeva for hundreds of births. Now the commentary of Srila Gurudeva Bhajana Rahasya Vritti. So the word Samarchita in this text means properly worshipped. So here, the Supreme Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, O Arjuna, when one has worshipped Bhagavan Sri Vasudeva for several births, according to rules and regulations, his heart becomes indifferent to lust and so on. And Sri Mukunda will appear in the heart of that person. So the scriptures present the system of archan to enable the neophyte devotee, Kanishadikari, to develop a pure good behavior and to bring him to the practice of Bhagavad Bhakti. By performance of archan, his heart will gradually become pure and free from sorrow, anger, fear, etc. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-115, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Shokha Marsha Dhibir Bhaver Akrantam Yasya Manasam Katam Tatra Mukunda Spurti Sambhavana Bhavet. How can Sri Mukunda manifest in the heart of a person who is filled with emotions like grief and anger? Yeah, so what Gurudev is saying here is that before you have Nam Nishta, you have to have Bhagavat Nishta. You have to develop faith for the worship of God, and then you can develop faith for chanting His name. So, and by the practice of archan, of worship, you purify yourself because you are engaging your senses in the service of Krishna. Then automatically your senses become purified. So, try to understand that Gurudev is not saying that the Kanishadikari is not chanting the holy names. He is also chanting, but he has not developed Namanishta yet. Namanishta will come in the stage of Madhyamadikari. So, Madhyamadikari, he is not doing deity worship. He is worshipping through Harinam only. We just heard in the previous verses that the best way to worship is by chanting the Harinam, not by doing archan. So, in this way, that verse from the Hari Bhakti Vilas was saying that after hundreds of lives worshipping, then you become eligible to come to the point of Madhyamadikari. So, in the scriptures, Smarana, remembrance, is considered to be a part of archan, the worship of the deity. One remembers the object of worship at the time of archan. For a neophyte devotee, archan is superior to smarana. But the compilers of scripture conclude that one attains the actual fruit of archan only when it is performed with kirtan. So this is the rule for performing archan in Kali Yuga. So the best way of archan is chanting the holy names. The Harinam, that is composed of 16 names or 8 pairs of names and consisting of 32 syllables, is the Mahamantra. Sriman Mahaprabhu revealed to the world the meanings of these 8 pairs of names in the 8 verses of his Sri Shikshastaka. The steps from Shraddha to Prema begin from the first verse and continue up to the 8th. So this is the structure of Bhajana Rahasya. Associate the pairs of names of Mahamantra with the stages of Bhakti and the verses of Shikshastaka. The hidden meaning of the first pair of names, Hare Krishna, is that performing Krishna Nama Sankirtan with great faith or Shraddha nullifies ignorance and cleanses the mirror like heart. This is the Chetodarpana Marjanam, the first line of the first verse of Shikshastakam. The second pair of names, Hare Krishna, indicates that all potencies, such as mercy, are invested in the holy names. These potencies destroy the ignorance in the heart of the sadhaka who performs nama kirtana, and they create attachment for bhajan, which takes the form of performing Harinam Sankirtan in the association of devotees. So, this is the second shloka of Shikshastakam, Nam Namakari Bahudanija Sarva Shaktis. So, performance of such bhajan gradually destroys all kinds of impediments or anarthas and produces unwavering faith, nishtha in bhajan. When a sadhaka on the platform of bhava, means jatarati sadhaka, chants the first and second pairs of names, Hare Krishna, he remembers the pastimes in which Sri Radha and Sri Krishna meet. Under the guidance of Shri Rupa Manjari and other Brajadevis, he performs Manasi Seva to Sri Radha Govinda in his internally contemplated form of a gopi. When the sadhaka remembers Sri Radha Krishna's eternal forms, pastimes, qualities, and so forth, their pastimes manifest and thus direct service to them within these pastimes. The sadhaka constantly remembers Lalita and other Sakhis. In other words, he serves in his eternally perfected body, Siddhadeha, under their guidance. By continuously chanting Hare Krishna, the sadhaka who has not attained the stage of bhava, means the ajatarati sadhaka, has his anarthas gradually removed and develops steadfastness in chanting. Consequently, his intelligence becomes fixed and he develops resolute attachment, nishtha, for Shri Krishna's holy name. Such a sadhaka pursues as his ideal the character, service, and goal of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, and other pure devotees. So in this way, the whole book is going to compare always the two aspects of chanting, with bhava and without bhava. While chanting the third pair of names, Krishna Krishna, the sadhaka follows the ideal character of the pure devotees, their way of chanting a fixed number of rounds, their offering a fixed number of obeisances, their renunciation of material enjoyment, and their utterance of prayers and glorifications. With firm faith, he chants the holy name day and night. The Jatarati Sadhaka, on the other hand, remembers the pastimes of Shri Radha and the other gopis when Shri Krishna leaves for cow herding, as well as the moods of separation they experienced at that time. With the fourth pair of names, Hare Hare, unalloyed devotion is stimulated within the heart of the Ajatarati Sadhaka when he performs Nama Sankirtan with taste, ruchi. The Jatarati Sadhaka chants this fourth pair of names with great affection, and Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes of meeting awaken within his heart. So, this is the first part of Mahamantra, the Hare Krishna part. So, everything was explained according to the conception of the Jatarati Sadhaka and Ajatarati Sadhaka. Now, the second part of Mahamantra, beginning with Hare Ram. While chanting the fifth pair of names, Hare Ram, the Ajatarati Sadhaka prays for the mood of servitude, Dasya Bhav, to appear in his heart. Attachment, Ashakti, to Nama Bhajan arises at this time, and remembrance of pastimes begins. With attachment, that sadhaka cultivates the conception that he is a servant of Shri Krishna. The Jatarati Sadhaka remembers the pastimes of Radha and Krishna's meeting after Krishna returns from cow herding. The gopis sit Krishna's bath, dressing and so forth in the house of Nanda Maharaj, and they help Rohini Devi cook various preparations for him. In this way, the Ajatarati Sadhaka continuously chants the holy name. He attains the inherent mercy of Nama Prabhu, and his heart begins to soften and melt. Shuddha Sattva, or unalloyed goodness, then arises in his heart, and his taste for chanting the holy names thickens. In the heart of this sadhaka, the mood of Asakti sprouts, and the 9 symptoms of Bhava, Kshantira Vyarta Kalatvam, begin to manifest. So these are the different symptoms of Bhava described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, like feeling peaceful, not wasting a single moment, feeling satisfied, having hope that Krishna is going to bestow mercy upon him, and having staunch faith in chanting of the holy names. These are some of the symptoms of bhava. So at this stage, the sadhaka tastes the chanting of the sixth pair of names, Hare Rama, and the natural aversion for that which is unrelated to Shri Krishna manifests. By the sadhaka's chanting of the holy name with complete dedication to Shri Krishna, his heart melts and becomes extremely soft. Then tears, ashru, horripilation, pulak, and other astasattvic bhavas manifest to the degree of dhumayita, or smoldering. You remember the meaning of smoldering? You asked last time. The word smoldering means a lot of smoke. Dhuma means smoke. Dhumayita means when there is a lot of smoke and little fire. Much more smoke than fire. Mm-hmm. So it means the symptoms of bhav are not strong. They are very little. So with this pair of names, Hare Ram, the Jatarati sadhaka remembers how Radhika becomes completely delighted upon obtaining Krishna's remnants through the Nishtha. Simultaneously, she receives information regarding where their rendezvous will take place later that evening. Chanting the seventh pair of names, Rama Rama, the Nama sadhaka, who has taken shelter of Madhura Ras with an exclusive service mood to the divine couple, Shri Radha Krishna, attains the complete shelter of Shri Radha's lotus feet. In other words, he attains the transcendental sentiments of one of Srimati Radhika's maid servants, Palyadasis, whose hearts are one with hers. He also attains the Ekadasha Bhavas and the 5 Dashas. Overwhelmed by the mood of separation, Vipralambarasa, however, the sadhaka performs Nam Sankirtan, considering himself devoid of bhakti. At this time, an internal transcendental vision, Spurti, manifests in his heart. Shri Radha is intensely eager to meet Krishna, and following Vrindadevi's instruction, goes to meet him in a kunja on the bank of the Yamuna. Shri Radha and Shri Krishna, fully absorbed in thinking of each other, search for one another. So, what we have to understand here is that what Srila Gurudev is describing, this is actually based on the mood of the Palyadasis of Radhika. Any other type of devotee from different rasas, they will have different realization and different type of progress in this bhajan. This is not the only way that Mahamantra will manifest and how your bhajan will happen. This is not the only way. But this is the way, in the line of Srila Gurudev, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, things will happen. So now chanting the 8th pair of names, Hare Hare, the sadhaka engages in the sweet prema seva of Sri Radha Krishna in the manifested Brajadham throughout the 8 divisions of the day and night, Ashtakala. In other words, the sadhaka in his eternal form, Nitya Swarupa, attains service imbued with the mood of the gopis. As he performs Nama Bhajan of this pair of names, he remembers the pastimes of Sri Radha Krishna's meeting, in which the completely dedicated manjaris of Sri Radha are serving the divine couple by offering betel, massaging their feet, etc. Sri Bhajana Rahasya is truly a treasure chest of intimate secrets, Rahasyas. The secret of the qualification to enter Bhajan is hidden in the first yama of Bhajana Rahasya, called Nishanta Bhajan or Nishanta Lila. This secret is faith, Shraddha. After the stage of sadhusang or association of devotees, when sadhana is executed through the performance of Nama Sankirtan under the shelter of the spiritual master and with Sambandha Jnana, the anarthas are eliminated. So it means Shraddha, sadhusang, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti. These are the stages here. The first verse of Shri Shikshastak, Chetodarpana Marjana, indicates the most favorable process of bhajan for this stage. Means clean the chitta. This is the process of bhajana kriya and anartha nivritti. Now the second yama, Pratakalya Bhajan, holds the secret of the removal of anarthas or anartha nivritti in the association of devotees. The holy name and the possessor of the name, Nama and Nami, are non different in Tattva. Mercy and all of the other potencies of the holy name personified are placed within the name of Sri Bhagavan, and the cleansing of the heart, Chatodarpana Marjanam, becomes possible by performing such bhajan. The second yama explains the secret of Nama Bhajan in accordance with the mood of the second verse of Shikshastak, which begins with the words Nam Namakari. Bhajan with firm faith, Bhajana Nishta, is the subject of the third yama, Purvana Kaliya Bhajan. Performing Nama Bhajan with Nishta extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence, Bhava Mahadavagni. Bhajan that is performed without pride, Amani, and with respect for others in relation to their respective positions, Manada, is the secret hidden within this yama. So, this is stated in the words of the third verse of Shri Shikshastika Trinada Pisunichana Tarurapi Sahishnuna. The secrets of Ruchi are found to be concealed within the fourth yama, Madhyana Kaliya Bhajan. In the stage of Ruchi, the sadhaka has no other prominent desire but to serve Shri Krishna. The transcendental sentiments of prayer, such as Shreya Karava Chandrika Vitaranam and Nadhanam Najanam Nasundarim, explain bhajan in this stage. In the fifth yama, Aparana Kaliya Bhajan, the Nama sadhaka is praying to attain his true identity as an eternal servant of Shri Krishna. Here, an attachment for both bhajan and the object of bhajan, bhajaniya, is especially awakened. By performing such bhajan, one realizes that the holy name is without doubt the very life of all transcendental knowledge, Vidya Vadu Jivana. At this stage, the mood of the prayer, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, verse 5 of Shikshastak, appears in the heart of the sadhaka. The secret of performing Nama Bhajan with the spiritual emotions lies hidden within the sixth yama, Sayan Kaliya Bhajan. At this stage, the external symptoms of perfection become visible. By performing Nama Sankirtan with Bhava, the ocean of transcendental bliss begin to expand, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, and prayers like Nanam Galada Shruddharaya, Shikshastaka number 6, arise in the devotee's heart. The seventh yama, Pradosha Kaliya Bhajan, presents a discussion on the internal symptoms of perfection. At this stage, when Nama Bhajan is performed with realization of the mood of separation, Viraha or Vipralamba, it is possible to taste complete nectar at every step, Pratipadam Purnambrita Swadanam. Prayers to obtain Vipralamba Prema, as described in the 7th verse of Shri Shikshastaka, Yugaitam Niveshena, begin in this yama. The secret of Prema Bhajan is hidden in the 8th yama, Ratri Lila Bhajan, which describes perfection, together with one-pointed dependence on Shri Krishna, or Aikantika Nishta. Such a stage bestows Sarvattama Snapanam, the complete purification of the living entity, both inside and outside. The desire to obtain bhava means to the stage prior to Mahabhav, which is described in the 8th verse of Shikshastaka, Ashrishavapadaratam, is contained within this 8th yama. So here Gurudeva has summarized the whole book, Bhajana Rahasya. But all these different yamas are going to be explained very deeply one by one. Right now we are in the first yama. So now the text number 7. From Bhaktira Samrita Sindhu 1:4-15-16 says, Adho Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sango Tha Bhajana Kriya Tato Nartani Vritti Syat Tata Nishtaruchis Tata Ata Shaktis Tato Bhavas Tata Prema Abhyudanchati Sada Kanamayam Premna Pradur Bhave Bhave Kramaha. This verse describes the gradual development of the sadhaka's devotion from Shraddha to Prema. Sukriti, that gives rise to bhakti, generates transcendental faith, paramarthik shraddha. Faith in the words of the scriptures and a desire to hear harikatha are the symptoms of this shraddha. Upon this appearance, one gets the opportunity to associate with saintly persons, sadhu sangha, and then devotional activity, bhajana kriya, begins. The clearance of all obstructions, anartha nivriti, is also initiated at this time, and thereafter, the firm faith, nishta, arises in bhajan. This is followed by a taste, ruchi, And then attachment, a Shakti, arises for both bhajan and the object of bhajan. So when this stage ripens, it is transformed into the state of pure transcendental sentiment, bhava. And thereafter, pure love, prema, arises. This is how prema gradually manifests in the heart of the sadhaka. So, means that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is just, again, putting very clear what are the different stages, so everyone will get clear how we are progressing. There is no commentary in this verse from Srila Gurudev, but one thing that I heard Srila Gurudev mention is that Shraddha is actually the first appearance of prema. So Shraddha is the first, appearance of prema in a very undeveloped form. So gradually, the presence of prema will become more thick and more thick and more thick. But this is always prema. There is no difference. This is not a different thing. The stages are just having different names, but this is actually all prema. So verse number 8. The Katyayana Samhita states, Varam huttavaha jvala panjararanthar vyavastiti na shori chinta vimukha jana samvasa vaishasham. Whether I am burned by fire or remain encaged forever, I will never ever desire the association of those who are averse to Krishna. So we will continue next time with the verse 9. Vanchakalpatarivesha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo.